Yo, what's up everyone, Starry right here, and welcome back to another Steelers recap. Now, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am sick. But nothing was going to hold me back from doing this Steelers recap, especially when Kenny Pickett had a game-winning drive again. And because of this win against the Ravens, the Steelers are still alive for the playoffs. Everything that needed to go right week 17 for the Steelers happened. The Dolphins lost and the Jets lost. Now, going into week 18, our destiny is in our hands. We got to beat the Browns, the Bills have to win, and the Jets have to win. But we'll think about week 18 later on. Let's talk about week 17 and what we did Sunday night against the Ravens. Now, I will not lie, it was not a good game. Offensively, the Steelers were running the ball really well, but we just could not finish drives. It felt like the Steelers were getting constantly pinned back in their own 10, and then they would go down the field running it, sometimes passing it, and then once we get into the red zone, that's when everything started to just really crumble. And it didn't help that Boswell is still continuing to miss field goals. So yeah, things were just not going our way this whole game until really the fourth quarter, until the last drive, the game-winning drive by Kenny Pickett. I touched on it, but the running game was different today. Najee Harris was running different. He had attitude when he was running the ball this week. Najee Harris is usually just kind of like a laid back guy. Everybody really likes him, but today he was chippy. He was talking back to those Raven defenders. He was putting his helmet to their helmet, and he was saying some stuff, and that's, you don't really see that from Najee. Like I said, he's very chill, and he seems like he gets along with everybody, but today he was running with some attitude. He was looking for a fight, and all that talking Najee Harris did, he backed it up. He had 22 carries for 111 yards, and he averaged 5 yards per carry. Yeah, Najee Harris was just different last night. He was just different. Like this was probably some of the best I've ever seen him play. Like I'm telling you, he was running head down, just going, and he was getting those 5 yards per attempt. He was doing it today, and he was chippy. He's playing with attitude, and he had that game-winning catch for a touchdown. So yeah, Najee Harris, it's so great to see Najee Harris kind of just turn the whole season around. If you remember earlier on this season, people were very upset with Najee Harris because he wasn't running at all. He wasn't running like this. He was not running like this, and he wasn't efficient. And he was doing too much dancing in the backfield. And yeah, Najee Harris just didn't look healthy, and now he looks healthy, and you see when he's healthy, he can run he can run really good. While we're talking about running, we also have to put some respect on Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren has just been a spark plug this season. Every time he comes into the game, he just brings some just energy to the way he runs is just so energetic. He had 12 carries, 76 yards, and he averaged 6.3 yards per carry. And that's what I mean. He's just that 6.3 yards is just boom. It's all energy. It's just he's running with his head down, and he's just going. He's super fast. He's super small. And when he gets into the game, he's going to make a play. If somehow, some way, he always makes a play. He breaks a tackle, and he keeps on going. It happened in this game. So yeah, running was just amazing today. Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren really carried the load, and they did a great job. Now let's go ahead and shift gears to Kenny Pickett. Now, as one of the biggest Kenny Pickett truthers on YouTube, I gotta be honest, I didn't like the way he played today. I don't think he played good, to be honest. He had 27 attempts and he only completed 15. He had 168 yards, of 55% completion rating, and he had that one touchdown to Najee Harris at the end of the game. So yeah, Kenny Pickett didn't play amazing. He didn't play like I kind of expected him to. I wanted him to play, I wanted him to throw for 2 touchdowns, 200 yards, but he didn't do that. But disregarding my expectations, Kenny Pickett really did make some mistakes. There was that one time where he kind of tripped and then he just stayed on the floor. He could have got up and threw the ball away so then we don't lose yardage. There was another play where Kenny Pickett took a sack instead of just throwing the ball away. And there was a few throws tonight that were just kind of, going nowhere. However, what I do like about Kenny Pickett is that he does not give up. He does not waver in these big moments. Kenny Pickett had another game-winning touchdown drive, and in that drive, it didn't look like the moment was too big for him. He knew how to scramble out of the pocket and make a play with Najee Harris. Kenny Pickett was doing that all night, it feels like. Whenever Baltimore brought the pressure, Kenny Pickett would roll out and find the open man down the field. And that is what I like about Kenny Pickett, and that's why I've been preaching and just being a Kenny Pickett truther so hard, because I can see the vision. I can see that he's going to be a really good quarterback. He has the mobility, he has the arm, he has the IQ, he has all of it. He has all the intangibles, but he just hasn't put it all all together yet. And I feel like once he gets off season, just working with all the receivers and just being QB1, I feel like he gets all the reps, he's going to come back and be really good. And, we just seen it in these last 2 games, the game-winning drive when the moment is just looks like it may be too big for the rookie. He doesn't waver. He goes down the field. He gets the game-winning touchdown drive. He avoids pressure. He avoids sack, and he does it, man. He just does it. That's Kenny Pickett. That's Kenny Pickett for you. He's a gamer and a baller, and he's going to be our franchise quarterback. I've been so mad. I've been coming on here for weeks saying Mitchell Trubisky and Mason Rudolph are not it. Steelers fans need to just learn that they're not it. They're not the future. With Kenny Pickett, we have a future. He shows all the intangibles. He has all the skills to be the franchise quarterback. We just need to give him time to grow and learn. And he's showing it now. It's showing that give him the moments, give him the opportunity to prove himself, and he's going to do it. He did it against the Raiders, and now he did it against the Ravens. He's done it. When the moment does not get too big for Kenny Pickett. And because of Kenny Pickett's game-winning drive, we are still in contention for the playoffs. We need to win against the Browns, and we need some other stuff to happen, but we have a chance. We got it. We can really do it. And even if we don't make the playoffs, the future is still bright with Kenny Pickett as our QB1. So yeah, that was kind of just my little rant about Kenny Pickett. It feels like I do that kind of every week, but it's just, man, I really like Kenny Pickett. I see the vision with Kenny Pickett, and I just can't wait for the futures ahead with Kenny Pickett. Now let's go ahead and talk about our defense. Our defense is just so, it's so iffy. It feels like, I don't know, our defense is one of those things where it's like, it always kind of feels like they're getting beat up and just being manhandled. But then you look at the score and we held them to 13 points. It just feels like our defense just, I don't know, our defense is always getting bullied, it feels like. But somehow, some way, when it comes down to the big moments, our defense gets the stops. And that's the same thing that they did this week. Our defense held them to 120 passing yards and 120 rushing yards. We did a really good job at stopping them on 3rd down. They were only 5 for 12. However, like I said, the defense felt like they were just getting, beat up. We couldn't stop Dobbins at all, it felt like. I mean, the Ravens were sending Ricard against TJ Watt. TJ Watt couldn't do really anything because Ricard is just humongous. He is so big. And Mark Andrews was just, it felt like he was always open for the 1st down. And there was that penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct on Cameron Hayward at the end of the 2nd quarter that led to the Ravens getting a touchdown. And I think that's why I kind of felt like the defense was getting beat up, because that penalty was just so brutal. We got him, we stopped him, and then we got a penalty. And Cameron Hayward, he didn't do anything. He got pulled, and they threw the penalty on him, and I think that's kind of when I was like, dang, our defense is getting cooked, it just feels like they're getting beat up. Can't stop Dobbins, we can't start Mark Andrews, and Huntley somehow he threw that touchdown. And then in the second half, it kind of went the same way. It kind of felt like we were getting beat up, but we were getting stops. Actually, we were getting the ball. But it just kind of felt like our defense doesn't do anything excellent. It always it's always a fight with our defense. They always gritty, and it's going to come down to the wire with our defense. But they get it done when they need to get it done. They got the huge stops to get the ball back for us, and Kenny Pickett went down and had the game-winning drive, and that was all because our defense was able to stop them. So even though it wasn't pretty, we got to give a shout out to the defense for sticking through. Just all the fighting. They're fighting the whole game. It's the Ravens. That's the type of game it's going to be with our defense. It's going to be it's going to be gritty and rough, but they were able to do it and get the stops when we needed them to. So now week 18 is next, and it's going to be a crucial week if you want to make it into the playoffs. We are facing the Browns at home, and we need to win that game. The Patriots are facing the Bills at home, and the Bills need to win that game. And the Jets are facing the Dolphins at home, and we need the Jets to win on the road. I have no fear with the Steelers against the Browns. I think we should win that game very easily, especially the way we've been playing now. I know, we struggled a lot in this game, and it had to come down to a game-winning drive. But I like what we're doing. I like our team. I think we have the motivation. We're playing for a playoff spot now for sure. I think we do it. The Patriots at Bills. I think the Bills win that easily. We need the Bills to win. There's no problem there. And now the only thing is, I'm not sure if the Bills are still going to be playing for anything. They might be playing for the first seed. but I think the Bills should be playing everyone. Now, if they're not playing everyone, then it gets kind of iffy. But I think they should be playing everyone. But regardless, I still got the Bills winning that game. And the Jets versus the Dolphins. This game is going to be very interesting because I think Tua should be back for this game. The Jets are eliminated from the playoffs, and the Dolphins are still, kind of in the hunt. It is a divisional matchup, so I think the Jets are going to take it to the Dolphins. I don't know, man. It's going to be rough. I hope the Jets can do it. I hope that they're like, we really need them to do it. If Tua is back, that changes things, but they are dealing with a lot of injuries, the Dolphins, so we got to see how that goes. But yeah, hopefully the Jets are able to win that game. They did earlier on this season, but Tua was out, and Tua hasn't been that good lately, so I don't know. That game's gonna be very, very rough. That's the game that I'm not very sold on the Jets can win that game. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the Steelers recap. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this win against the Ravens, and let me know how you feel about the Steelers playoff chances going into week 18. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.